Today we are dissecting a perch, and it is a phylum Chordata, and it's also a vertebrate. Today we're going to start off with the external features of the perch, and starting with the first dorsal fin. This fin helps maintain orientation in the water and provide stability for movement. And then the second dorsal fin is right here. For this fin, it is called the cordell. It's the powerful cordell that provides the thrust to the propel the fish's body. For this fin right here, it's the anal fin. The anal, it helps maintain orientation in the water and provides stability for movement. And also this fin right here, it is called a pelvic fin, and it does the same thing as the anal fin. And for this fin right here, it's called the pectoral fin, and it also does the same thing as the pelvic and the anal fin. For this part right here is the gill operculum. These series of hard plates protect the gills by moving the occlument, and a fish can move water through the gills without swimming. For right here is the mouth. Two types of mouths occurs in a bony fish. Surface feeding fish have superior mouths that face upward. Bottom dwelling fish have interior mouths that face downward. And then for right here, those little dots, they're the nostril. The nostril detects odors in the water. They lead to bulb located in the brain. And for this right here is the eye. The eye receives visual images. Fish eyes vary according to the depth in which they live. And for right here, these can't really tell. There's lines. It's the lateral line. The lateral line enables the fish to detect temperature and pressure changes and senses water currents.
Now that we have opened the perch up, we can see some internal organs. Here are the gonads, which, depending on if the fish is male or female, will contain either testes or ovaries. In this case, the perch is male, so these right here are the testes. Like many aquatic animals, the perch are oviparous. That means they are egg-laying, and they undergo external fertilization.
This is the stomach right here. And the stomach stores food and absorbs nutrients. It consists of two regions. The cardiac region closest to the esophagus, and the pyloric region closest to the abdomen, the first portion of the small intestines. It's also connected to the intestines.
We have here the stomach. We have apparently the perch ate another fish. We have here the scales to show it and everything. So yeah. He ate another fish of his kind.
Can we skin it? Oh no.
Small and large intestines extend from the stomach to the anus, which, as you can tell, goes right there. The forelicet cecale extend out from the first portion of the small intestines called the duodenum. It absorbs nutrients from food. You may notice a slick yellow substance around the intestines. Right there. It's right here.
This right here that has a connection to the intestine is the anus. The anus is the excretory pore for the digestive system. Basically, the waste received from the intestine is released through the external pore to the environment.
This right here is called the spleen. It's the dark slender spleen extends between the stomach and the intestines, as you can tell. It is part of the retrogulosum L system, which is the system of the Mark-L cells. Mark-L cells engulf and digest foreign cells and dead cells in a process called flavogostosis. The spleen cells recycle old red blood cells and platelets by removing the iron and other useful components. These cells also process and remove bacteria. The spleen also serves as immune function by inhalation responses by specialized cells called T cells and B cells. It is the site of the largest concentration of lymphatic cells in the body. As you can tell, it's pretty darker than the stomach and the intestines.
No.
This is the liver. It's above the stomach. It's a light cream due to bleaching, and the vertebrate liver is most prominent organ of the body cavity and has many functions. It metabolizes carbohydrates and fats and produces bile and salts that as phosphates in the duodenum, the first portion of the small intestines. Bile is an alkaline solution of bile salts, bile pigments, chlorophyll, and other components, secreted by the liver. In the duodenum, the bile functions is emulsion, digestion, and absorption of fats. And it helps neutralize the acid in the stomach. This liver contains infiltrate cells called hepatocytes that contain enzymes that detoxify poisons. This right here is the kidney, and it's along the spinal cord. And the kidneys are diffuse organs that run along either side of the vertebrate column and position above the swimmer's bladder. See the swimmer's bladder right here? They are responsible for the excretion of the hydrophobic substances such as ions, water, and other nutrients wastes. Despite having a different appearance than other vertebrate kidneys, fish kidneys function in a similar manner. And for the swimmer bladder is a gaseous pocket within the body that maintains neutral buoyancy with the help of a gas gland and oval body. This hydrostatic organ takes in or expels gases to encounter the effects of gravity and allow the fish to hover in the water.
Are you good enough or you're not reading?
Not all fish have a swim bladder. Typically, bottom-dwelling fish such as flounder lack a swimmer bladder. The swim bladder will appear as a member you will see as you open the body, as you can tell. Right here is the gallbladder underneath the liver. As you can tell, it's a little bit darker in that one little spot. And it's located underneath the right lobe of the liver. It stores and concentrates bile secreted by the liver and delivers it to the duodenum through a series of tubules and ducts. This is the gill operculum, and it protects the gill inside of it, the gill racers, and the gill filaments. On the right here is the gill rackers, which the gill rackers are located on the gill arch. They help protect the fragile gill filaments and filter food particles passing through the pharynx to the gills. And then right here on the outskirts of it are called gill filaments. The gill filaments have a feathered texture. You see? To increase the surface area for oxygen absorb. Oxygen is transported through the gills into the body by a series of small capillaries.
We have here the heart. The heart is contained in the pericardial cavity, and well, the rest of the body organs are contained in the abdominal cavity. That it should be like this part over here, and this part is the pericardial cavity. These two cavities are separated by the transversal septum. There's this right here. Right here we have a model of the heart of the Perch. The heart of the Perch consists of two chambers, the ventricle and the atrium. The ventricle is the muscular ventral portion of the heart, and the atrium is the dorsal larger portion of the heart. The two chambers are closely associated with the heart, the conus arteriosus and the sinus veneus. Blood flows from the conus arteriosus to the ventral aorta through the afferent branch arteries to be oxygenated in the gills. So right here we have the brain. It's always right above the eyeball. It's right here. It's like some yellow color, but yeah, it's always right above that. So right here we have a kind of a model of the brain. Right here we have the telecephalon, which contains the olfactory tracts, the olfactory lobes, and the cerebrum. The olfactory structures function to translate chemical odors into information, and the cerebrum is responsible for motor coordination and deciphering sensory input. We have here the encephalon, which contains the pineal gland, the thalamus, the hypothalamus, and the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland is an endocrine gland that triggers other endocrine glands through hormone signaling, and the encephalon also controls the visceral activities in the body. The mesencephalon here contains the optic lobes, which are important for deciphering visual input. We have right here the metacephalon, which contains the cerebellum, and the cerebellum is responsible for balance and equilibrium, motor coordination, and muscle tone. And the mesencephalon that contains the medulla oblongata. This region is responsible for autonomic functions such as respiration, blood circulation, heart rate, swallowing reflex, and other involuntary functions. Like in terms of evolution, this was one of the first and most vital structures to appear in the fish.